Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today I'm very excited to bring you the first episode of Season 3 of our Leicester City career mode. Last season was absolutely astonishing and you guys supported it in incredible fashion, especially with career mode Sunday last week as well. The support on that was absolutely incredible, obviously winning the Barclays Premier League and the Champions League. And you can see in the background, obviously, the board are pretty damn happy with that as well. Last time, though, I gave you the chance to vote for your player of the season, looking back on a very successful Season 2. And you guys voted for this man, who other than Jamie Vardy? I mean, it's not really... It was a bit of a competition, actually, to be honest. I think he only won by about 2 votes from this man, Kasper Schmeichel. So actually, the top 2 in the player of the season poll for Season 2 were both Leicester original players, so I suppose that is a testament to how well they've done despite, having been in the squad already. The third on the list was Brildald Mbolo. He was the third best player according to you guys, but Jamie Vardy is the official fans player of the season for Season 2. After Andre Kramaric, of course, way back when Andre Kramaric was player of the season back in Season 1. Jamie Vardy will not be following in his footsteps and leaving the season after winning player of the season, do not worry, but there will be some transfer activity in this episode that will be, I don't know, not shocking, it's not groundbreaking, but it's going to be interesting in terms of its impact on the rest of the series, because it's going to force us into action. I'll need you guys' help at the end of the episode. Nevertheless, looking at objectives then going forward for Season 3, our objective for the Domestic Cup is to reach the semi-final. Obviously, we won we got to the final, of the Capital One Cup last season, and we got to the semi-final of the FA Cup, so we should be able to do that this year. Our objective in the league is to win the title, unsurprisingly, to try and defend the title we won last season, so I suppose that is, fairly understandable, and our season budget to try and attain that is £52.5 million, with 250k in the wage budget. When have Leicester ever seen that sort of money ever before? I could end up with it at the end of the season in real life, but 52.5 million is absolutely insane, and fairly reasonable target as well for the Champions League, only reaching the semi-final. Obviously we won it in Season 2, so we hopefully will be able to do that as well. The board being nice and kind to us again in this career mode save. I have to say, the Leicester board have been very nice to us throughout this entire series. But now looking forward to Season 3 even more, it is time to choose our pre-season tournament that we're going to take part in. We've got the European International Cup in Germany, the Champions Trophy in Mexico, and the European Continental Shield in Italy. Now, given we've got quite a lot of money, the money doesn't really matter. We've just got to choose the one where we're most likely to win, and I feel as if that's the middle one, which is the Champions Trophy. We've been drawn in a group against San Lorenzo, Malaga and Guadalajara of Mexico. The only other notable teams really in the competition are Atletico Bilbao and also Zenit St. Petersburg of Russia. Now, if you remember back all the way to Season 2 of January, you'll remember that we actually got someone in a pre-contract agreement, and that was the centre-half from Roma, Antonio Rudiger, 80 overall, 24 years of age, to create even more competition in the centre-half role. We've now got Nkulu, Kevin Wimmer and this man, Antonio Rudiger, all very solid centre-halves. And if we get any sort of injury crisis, then, well, we've got Daniel Amati and Liam Moore, although I'm hoping to play Daniel Amati as more of a defensive midfielder this season. Anyway, so we have Rudiger as a new player, but we'll be looking to strengthen even more, hopefully, in a few roles that I anticipate we may want to strengthen on, although even I'm not entirely sure at the moment. You can see in the background a first team quality left back, a first team quality and prolific striker, a first team quality and attack minded winger, and also any position, but as long as they're promising. So between the ages of like 16 to 20, so we can see some regens or just some players that might provide depth and also be very good in terms of growth. But overall, looking at the squad, I'm not entirely sure what exactly we're going to do with it in order to strengthen it. I mean, you guys know the squad, you know the score when it comes to our starting 11, our bench, even our reserves, and we've got a very strong and very deep in terms of, like squad depth. There's a very decent amount of squad depth there. So if you guys want to drop in the comment section what your thoughts on that are, then do feel free to, although I suggest you maybe leave it to the end to leave your comment potentially, because at the end of the episode may change your mind. Nevertheless, moving into the pre-season tournament in Mexico, the Champions Trophy, and we're making a very comfortable start here at home, well, not at home, against Malaga. 4-0 win, goal scorers being Nkulu, Herman, Mbolo, and Ben Yedder. So a very big victory, and a few youngsters coming off the bench as well, including Lasse Ling. Going into the second game against Guadalajara, obviously we've got 3 points already against arguably the most difficult team in the group. So a few youngsters coming in here: Lucas Klosterman, Nicholas Boylerson, Marcus Karlgren, Kamano, Tarajai and Zahovic. Jeffrey Schlupp is also into the side, as well as Kevin Wimmer. So basically an all-new squad, as you would usually see in terms of pre-season friendlies. Vestergaard is coming off the bench as well. A few new youngsters like Riex, Ligure and Kronberg on the bench as well. But we actually win the game against Guadalajara 2-0, which means we have the maximum 6 points after the first 2 games. I've seen the goal scorers a moment ago. Zahovic, I think, was the second goal scorer. I can't remember who scored the first goal. And you can see we've actually qualified for the semi-finals of the Champions Trophy with a game to spare, because ourselves and San Lorenzo, who we play now, are on 6 points, which means neither Malaga nor Guadalajara can catch us. So this is basically a winner takes all in terms of top of the group. And again, some more changes. Gudinho coming into the side in goal. Rudiger making his first ever appearance, Luke Morin, as well as Fuchs, Riex as well, the young youth player, Kronberg and Ligure, Bishop and Vestergaard, all youth graduates. But Drinkwater has given us a 1-0 lead, one of the Leicester originals and probably the most experienced player in this squad. Olukami and Okazaki off the bench, and Drinkwater has actually scored a second after Blandi of San Lorenzo, unfortunately for them, missed a penalty. So we go into the semi-final against Zenit St. Petersburg, having won all 3 of our group games. And again, some more squad rotation. Kante and King featuring for the first time here as well. Zahovic back into the side, Schmeichel back in goal. Danny Flanagan and Lasse Jonsson as well at the back, with more youngsters like Karlgren, Story and Ling on the bench. It's 0-0 at half-time. We'll be hoping to take the lead, though. It is a fairly strong Zenit team with Hulk, Danny and Zubra in the starting 11, as well as Garay. And it was actually 1-1 by the end of the game. Ben Yedder, giving us the lead, and Ansaldi equalising. But unfortunately for us, it would be no final in the pre-season tournament, because Zenit St. Petersburg won 4-3 on penalties. No extra time in pre-season tournaments. But yes, unfortunately for us, Zenit win on penalties and go forward to play San Lorenzo in the final, which is quite disappointing because we beat San Lorenzo in the group, so we could easily have won had we just passed the hurdle of Zenit St. Petersburg. Moving on to transfer activity, though, and Wissam Ben Yedder seems to be the order of the day. Obviously, he was the top assist maker in the league last season, despite being slightly underwhelming when it came to his goal scoring. He did score a wonderful free kick that one time, but his assists were definitely the top of his game. But we don't expect a striker to be assisting. We expect him to be scoring. But nevertheless, we seem to have got quite a lot of offers, the first of which is from Sampdoria. We counter-offered for £22 million, which is over double what we paid for him. We bought him from Toulouse for 10 mil, and Sampdoria came back and said they were only willing to spend 17 million. We also got a bid here from Schalke 04, £13.5 million, and we counter-offer for 20.5, and their German rivals Borussia Mönchengladbach have come in with a £19.5 million bid, which is an astonishing bid. That's almost twice the amount we paid for him. We counter-offer again for 21 million, and yet again another bid coming in for Ben Yedder. This time it's from PSV Eindhoven of the Dutch Eredivisie. These guys offering £15.5 million for our 80 overall 26-year-old player. His value is only 13 mil. So 20 million is pretty decent. I know you guys may not be happy that I'm counter-offering for him, but it's a lot of money for a player who is slightly expendable. It has to be said. He's no Embolo and he's no Vardy. Talking of strikers, though, we're getting bids now for Shinji Okazaki, who's someone that you guys said I should sell at the start of this season. He's been a wonderful servant for the squad, it has to be said. But Liverpool have come in with a bid of £5.5 million. Because they're Premier League rivals, I want to try and extract them the most I can out of their budget. I don't want him to go for cheap, because it may come back to haunt us. Obviously, we play in the same league as Liverpool, but they're only willing to spend 7 mil, so we're going to leave that for now and see what happens next episode. Hopefully we get bids from abroad for Shinji Okazaki, and then maybe he can go back to Germany, or he can go to France, or somewhere that he won't hopefully influence us throughout the season. Nevertheless, Schalke have come back with a £20 million bid after we counter-offered for 20.5. So this is very interesting indeed, and actually Borussia Mönchengladbach have matched our offer in completely. So £20.5 million, we're going to have to accept that, because that's what we asked for from them. It's a very good offer for a player who's 26. He's probably not going to go up by much at all. And PSV Eindhoven, just to top it all off, decided to match and go ahead as well. So now Schalke, Borussia Mönchengladbach and PSV Eindhoven are in a straight battle for Wissam Ben Yedder, someone who's given us some good memories throughout Season 2, but that is it. That is the end. Wissam Ben Yedder has been sold. to Schalke 04, and it may seem abrupt, but that's just the way it was. There were some negotiations with Schalke and Mönchengladbach. PSV just went straight in and just matched our asking fee straight away. But I couldn't turn that down. I couldn't feasibly feel as if I could turn an offer like that down when we paid half that amount for him in the first place. It's a massive profit on a player like him, so we're going to have to go out and replace him. And we've made some inquiries for the likes of Divock Origi, Liverpool saying they wanted 17 mil, Valencia want 44.5 for Paco Alcacer, Juventus want 44 million for Paulo Dybala, and you know, the guys that you see in these inquiries, I'm not necessarily going to sign one of these players. If there's players that you want to see replace Wissam Ben Yedder, put them in the comments section. These are just guys that I could think of at the time: Voland, Fekir, Vieto, and Angel Correa. These are just the guys that popped into my brain at first. So if you want me to sign one of these guys especially, drop it in the comments section. Or if there's anyone else you want me to sign that I didn't actually, mention here, then drop that in the comment section as well. And if you see a comment that you like in terms of someone suggested a player that you were going to suggest, thumbs up the comment so that I know what is the most popular opinion amongst all of the viewers, not just amongst one person. So thumbs up each other's comments and also suggest players that you would like to see me sign, and ultimately replace Wissam Ben Yedder, who's off to Schalke in a fairly big money move, £20 million. Pay rise for him as well, from 60k to 90k to move to the Bundesliga, and it's a lot of money for a player that did well. I mean, he was the top assist maker, but in terms of goals was perhaps lacking, and it's a good profit. Let's be real, it is a very good profit, and we've now got almost £70 million to spend on a striker to replace him. I don't want it to be too unrealistic, but don't feel as if I can only spend like 10 million. I can spend like 30 million here. There's a lot of money to be spent, but I'm not going to buy Lionel Messi, for example. Nevertheless, don't forget to do that in the comments section and leave your suggestions. I hope you guys are not too disappointed that I've ended up selling Ben Yedder, but it was a very good deal, a very good offer from Schalke and Mönchengladbach and PSV, who was clearly in high demand. Nevertheless, if you have enjoyed this almost teaser episode into Season 3, episode number 1, next episode you'll be seeing some training and all that, but obviously some games as well. The Community Shield against Arsenal, and also the first game of the Barclays Premier League season, as well as hopefully some transfers coming into the side as well. So don't forget to stick around for that one. That's going to be a mega episode, starting up the 3rd season and starting our Barclays Premier League title defence. If you have enjoyed today's episode, feel free to hit the likes button, subscribe if you're new around here as well, and comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. It's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Nah, that's not me. Act like a waste man, that's not me. Sex in the girl, nah, that's not me. Lips in the girl, nah, that's not me. Yeah, I used to wear Gucci, I put it all in.